hello, and welcome. I am your host of What Are You Reading? What Are You Writing? Author Karen E. Osborne. I have 5 novels out. The latest is Justice for Emerson. I am so glad that you're here. This is a space for readers and writers to come together and talk about books. I am so pleased to welcome back Alice Benson. You met Alice a year ago, not even a whole year. You met her last year in October, and she came and she spoke to us about her new children's book. She always, before that, she was writing adult fiction, and she mentioned that she wrote it with her granddaughter. And so we got to talking about that, and she said, "Well, I wrote another book with a new granddaughter." He said, "Well, let's bring the granddaughters on. People would love to meet them." So Alice and I have been planning this. And Alice, I'm so glad you're back. And I'm so glad you brought your lovely granddaughters with you. Excellent. So let's start with Genevieve. Genevieve, could you just introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, I'm Genevieve Benson. I wrote with Alice, Nana was a bootlegger. Um, I'm in high school. I'm a freshman. Yay! It's
Very good. So you're
it's both
15?
exciting and terrifying.
Yeah. Yes, high school. So are you 15?
14.
You're
I will
14.
be 15 in
April
6
16th.
days? 7?
So next week.
Ah.
Yeah.
Next week, my grandson is 14 and he'll be 15 in May.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yes. And Greta, let's meet you.
Well, I'm Greta Benson, and I didn't do much of the writing for my book, Trapped in a Tablet. I just gave ideas, which, is still an important part of the process, but didn't don't want to over exaggerate my credit. Um, I'm
Giving somebody
in
ideas is amazingly important. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm in sixth grade. I fourth quarter now, only like 40 days left, thank God.
But who's counting, right? Sorry.
And
That is lovely, lovely to meet you. And we're going to talk about both books um, as we go through this. So I'd love to hear from, let's go back to Genevieve. It's not that I'm ignoring you, Alice, but I really want to talk to your granddaughters.
That's fine. They've got more things to say than I do anyway, so it's good.
But Genevieve, tell us what that was like, what it was like writing, co-writing a book.
Well, Greta.
would it be okay if I used a fidget? I need something to do with my hand.
Yes, yes, perfectly fine.
Well, it started when we were at Alice's house. We go there like semi-annually. Uh, and that's semi as in multiple times a year, roughly, and not semi as in you know how bi-weekly can mean every other week or twice a week? That is
Yes.
the bane of my existence. Several things are the bane of my existence. The world is filled with bane.
So you were telling me about how you wrote together.
Yeah, and we like and so like a lot of times when I like don't want to talk, I'll go into this Alice has like a little writing room and I'll go in there because it has like a little couch situation. Um and then I was like, huh, I can write some ideas. And so then I was like, oh, I should I should talk to Grandma about these. And we started a conversation. Greta was also in that conversation. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Greta, would you add anything about how did you give your ideas to your grandma?
Well, I was pretty young. I was like 7, I believe, when we started working on this, 7 or 8. Because I remember I was telling in third grade, I was telling my teacher about it because I was telling my teacher about it. So I don't remember much of the process, but I do remember like getting texts and being like, "Oh, what should I name this panda?" And then it was really fun. I do remember that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is awesome.
Our
Alice, would you
grandpa,
add?
our grandpa
Good.
on our mother's side actually crocheted her a little stuffed panda.
Oh, did he? I didn't know
I
that.
tried
That's pretty cool.
relentlessly to steal it. It's
I
so
can
cute.
I
I
can
want
grab it
it.
if I can grab it if you want me
Yes,
to.
yeah, grab it.
Yes, yes.
That would be great.
It might be
I'd
a little
love
bit
to
hard to
see it.
find. It's somewhere.
Okay, you look
Oh,
for it. So Alice, while she's looking for that, what could you add to what that process was like?
sure. The just talking about they both had ideas that were so creative and nothing I would have thought of. I mean, when Genevieve started talking about a bootlegger, her grandmother was a bootlegger, and we travel back in time, and the gangsters, and you were pretty into the gangsters and the uh, guns and fighting and stuff. And then, but that's nothing I would have ever come up with. And the same with Greta's story. Um, and I worry that Greta doesn't, I know she doesn't like to take credit for something that she didn't do, but it was a collaboration with both of them. And Greta came up with this idea, but it started out as a ghost in her grandma's attic. And then uh, once we got into it more and talked about it, and then Greta said, "Oh, she's not a ghost," and and it changed the whole trajectory of the book. So
Mm.
that was a huge thing. The whole plot came from Greta's
Her
imagination.
ideas, from her ideas. Very, very cool. I should have asked you this earlier. Do you happen to have copies of the book handy?
I do.
I gave
So
one
this is
of the copies I got for like pre-release. I gave one of them to my English teacher. Greta's back with the panda!
let's
Yay,
see
let
the
me see.
panda.
Do you want to look at the
Now, what's the
camera?
panda's name in the book?
What is its name?
Ella.
Ellie?
Ella.
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 Ella. And
Ella.
so
So
let's
the panda's a pretty important character in the book. I love that he did that. He is
He did
her
like a somersault. Like
her
a
grandpa, their grandpa is so talented, and he's won awards for his knitting and crocheting.
Mm-hmm.
there you
Yes.
just
go.
wait, does he also knit?
I
I
think
thought it was
so.
just crochet.
Maybe it's just crocheting. Okay, you're right. I'm
So
wrong.
there's Trapped in a
There's Trapped in
Tablet.
a
And
Tablet, which came out last June.
yes,
Yes.
that's the one we talked about last year
Mhm.
the most. We didn't talk much about Nana being a bootlegger.
Nana
Well,
was a
And
bootlegger.
this
yes,
one just went live
oh,
2 days ago. So
oh, that's why
just
we didn't talk about
that's
it.
why we didn't talk about it. It just came out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
Also, we have to hear the plot of Nana. But before we move to the plot of Nana was a bootlegger, Greta, I don't know if you heard what your grandma said about how your idea that the main character wasn't a ghost, how that changed the whole plot of the book. So even though you don't want to take a lot of credit, that was a lot of credit because you sent the book in a whole new different direction.
And it makes the book unique. It's you don't find there's
Camera,
lots of
focus.
ghosts, but there's hardly any girls actually trapped in an iPad.
I don't think we found any others so
No,
far. So
no.
now tell me about the new book that just came out.
There's this girl, Ellie. She's 17-year old who like really likes history. I was actually like kind of minorly obsessed with history at the time, especially this channel called what was it? Oversimplified. Uh but yeah. Uh so Ellie's obsessed with like history and antiques, and she's like exploring in her grandma's like attic, where she has like some what's is it vintage or antique? I
I'm
think
not
those
sure the
have like
difference,
I
to be
think
honest.
antique is older than 20 years.
Okay. Then it's
Antique is
antique.
usually worth more money than vintage. Vintage
Yeah.
is newer and not as valuable.
Yeah. She's like looking at her grandma's antique furniture, and she's looking at this tea set, and she notices these little letters on the bottom of I believe it's the saucers. Yeah. And she like makes a little pattern. Uh, Not a pattern, but like she spells out a words, and it's find a button. Um,
Hmm.
and so she presses it, and then a book comes out.
Hmm.
Um, and also drawer handle gets pulled out of a table. uh,
Yeah, that's good. The button is in the table and the drawer comes out.
uh, and so she ends up like and the book is actually her great great grandma's diary.
Oh. And that's where you find out that great great grandma was a bootlegger.
Well, you don't find that out. It's very cryptic. The diary. I assume because I assume because if like the cops finally got a warrant, they'd read that.
Oh,
So
that's a
she,
good point.
yeah, so she doesn't quite confess. You
Yeah.
had to you had to figure it all out. Where are each book set? So entrapped in the tablet, Greta, um, where does the tablet live? Where is it? What town is it? What's the setting?
Well, it's in the attic of uh mm, the our protagonist's house, or her grandma's house. It's her grandma's house. She goes up there because her mom and her grandma are talking about knitting, and she's like, "Ugh, I can't stand this. This is boring." Dramatic little one. Um,
Relatable
ah,
little one.
Yes,
Dramatic but relatable little one.
yes.
And she goes up into the attic and she finds this tablet, which, has a ghost. She also has her friend. Um, but it's set 2000s, well, like late 2000s,
Oh, okay.
because
And what
or
town does the girl live in? What town does the family live in?
I'm
I
not sure.
Is it
I
in
don't think
Descriptiville
I don't
on
think we
Lane
ever mention a
Unknown?
specific town,
Okay.
but there is a mention of a newspaper. In my head, she was in Plymouth, where Greta lives, Minnesota.
Mm.
Um, and there's a mention of
Don't give away my location, Grandma.
oh,
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
okay. Well, that was not great. Okay. Anyway, so it's in that. Never mind. I guess I'll be quiet now.
No, I was just joking. I didn't mean it.
Plymouth's a big city.
I
I
know it's
doubt they're
okay.
gonna be able to find us
They
just
won't
by
find
the
you.
word Plymouth.
They won't find you.
Okay, it's fine.
And
Anyway, but it never mentions a specific town in the book.
And if they do
how about the
find us, I will
bootlegging?
punch them.
Okay, you do that.
Genevieve, how about the bootlegging book? Where does the bootlegging take place?
Minneapolis in the 1920s, of course.
Say,
Uh, be, because Minneapolis actually had like a not as big as like some other cities, but a pretty significant like bootlegging. Uh,
St. Paul. St. Paul was, we're learning about this in social studies, actually. Was a
it's
huge
yeah,
place.
it's mostly St.
they're
Paul.
the same city at this point. They're so close together. They're literally called the Twin Cities. I don't get why we just don't call them one.
I know, but
It's one big city. Like, in fact, the fact that there's two makes everything more complicated because municipal codes and stuff.
I know it is
I
confusing,
think
but
that you should speak to the governor. That's what I think.
Exactly.
So now we're back to there was bootlegging going on in the 20s. There was a pretty significant so did you have to do like research? Did you guys research together? Or did grandma have to do all the research?
We researched together. I spent a lot of time looking at 1920s names
yeah,
and
I
also
did too.
soap.
And I did some research as well. I read some books about that were set in Prohibition, and then I read a book about St. Paul. There's and Minneapolis. Um,
Yeah.
so
I
yeah,
have
we did
I
we,
have a
we
book
did
set
research.
in that period too. I have a book set in 1924, but in New York.
You know, I have your book, and I have I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list. That one.
Well, thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to it.
And what age group is the bootlegging? Is Nana? Tell me the title again.
Nana was a bootlegger.
Nana was a bootlegger. What age group is that book aimed at? Who would you
It's
recommend it to read it?
I'd say young adult. Greta's age.
Okay.
Is that
And
young adult or is that tween?
Um, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I would think because there
mi-
are some more
so
mature
there's middle
themes.
grade and young adult. So
It,
middle grade is sort of like up to about maybe 16, 17, I think, and then young adult goes.
um,
So maybe it's middle grade,
no, it's a young adult because
young
it's
adult.
the
Okay.
the themes are mature,
Okay.
some of them.
Yeah.
So it would be an old a teenager for sure.
I
Yeah.
think
And
I
how
just
about
wasn't as disturbed. Well, not disturbed, but like, I don't think I registered the topics as like super mature because I,
We talked about it, and I know I talked about it with your mother too,
yeah,
to
yes,
make
good
sure that the
idea.
themes were not too mature. So
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And how about Greta? How about Trapped in the Tablet? What age is that aimed at?
Say it's like upper elementary and like beginning of middle school reading, like third to seventh grade, third to
Cool.
sixth
that's a
grade.
more of a middle grade book.
Middle grade book. Yeah, that's my youngest grandson is 7. So he'll have to read it next year. So what was the hardest part of working together as a team? What do you feel? Was there any difficult part to because you're writing from different locations and
Yeah, the hardest part for me is that I don't like calls. And I also am very bad at responding to texts. So that made like communication for details kind of bothersome, I'm sure, for Alice.
Greta, was there any part that was hard for you?
Well, I didn't do a lot of the writing. What we did discuss, mainly did when Alice would come over to our house. We would, because sometimes she comes over on like weekends once in a while just to visit us, which is so sweet.
Eat
Um,
donuts.
I do.
and
Grandma
then
brings donuts, does she?
Well, I think Dad usually gets the donuts, but
I think
it's
so.
because like there's family here, and they're
Because
not like
grandma's
as
coming.
close to us as like mom's family. So it's like a special little occasion. So donuts.
That sounds very, very good. Are you guys, so now another book out, I mean, October, and now another book out now that just came out. Are you guys working on anything new?
no, not yet. My schedule's a bit kind of filled up with school. I might start looking into doing some stuff in the summer, but I also want to go biking a lot. So, um, and I've I'm pretty busy, but we might work on something. Or I am incredibly into Warrior Cats right now. But very, very good.
What?
She loves them.
Please, please read Warrior Cats. I need more people to rant to them about. Um, but and I have also been working on little projects, writing projects here and there that I'm very good at starting them. I'm not good at finishing them.
I relate to that.
Yes, a
Yeah.
lot of people actually, it's a very small percentage. It's only 3% or 2% of the people who start a novel finish writing it.
I guess
So
that's
your
why it's like
grandma is in very rarefied air up here.
she's part of the 3%. And by that I don't mean the billionaire class. I mean the
Yeah.
authors.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
Grandma's
just
part.
imagining like a very angry guy holding a protest sign that says down with the 3% and another person going, "You mean 1%, right? Like 1% of the 1% of rich people like hold like how much is it? Like 60% of the wealth?"
90, like
And the
90%.
guy going, "No, the 3% of authors who actually finish their novels. Either I can finish it or no one can."
Okay. Well,
All right. Well, this show is called What Are You Reading? What Are You Writing? So I would love to get from each of you a book recommendation that you have that you could recommend to our audience. So let's start with Greta. Do you have a book recommendation?
Well, I think I just pretty flat out stated it a second ago. Warrior Cats. It is it. I know by the name and by like I don't know, the graphics and front cover design, it seems like a kid's book, but I am telling you, it is so, so good. There's excellent world building, incredible character arcs, and just it, and also there are some,
Pretty dark themes.
yeah, yeah, pretty dark.
They're cats.
Yeah, they're
In the
cats.
wild, it's not going to be family. Well,
It's,
Yeah, it's not going to be
it's,
pretty.
yeah.
it's pretty brutal in some of the scenes,
wow.
but I'd say they keep it's, it's like for a middle schooler, I'd say.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but
Warrior Cats. Thank you. And Genevieve, do you have a recommendation?
Yeah, for two series, either Wings of Fire, or the
Mm.
Witchland series, specifically the Witchland series, because I really liked those books, and there's not enough fanfics about them on AO3.
Well, weren't you two, yes, or the other day we're talking about writing fanfic, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know, but sometimes I don't want to write. I just want to
Well,
read.
yeah, I get that too.
Yes, we are avid readers. We writers love to read. Alice, do you have any new book recommendations for
Uh,
us?
I do. I just read pretty recently, what I wrote it down. When the Fur Hits the Fan, Duck. It's a fantasy novel by Carrie Newberry, and it's very, very good. It's set in Madison, Wisconsin. And then also, she was just recently on your show, I think, Rhea Thomas. And I
Hmm.
read her book, When Let Birds Fly, which is short stories of, I can't, the magical realism. Thank you.
Magical
Those are
realism.
very,
Yeah.
very good. So I would recommend those
Excellent.
books.
Well, this has been so much fun. As a grandma, I love all grandchildren, all grandchildren. And I think that the two of you are pretty amazing and articulate talking about story arcs, and you're both so funny. So it has just been a pleasure meeting you. And Alice, I'm afraid that they outshined you.
Yeah, I'm not
And
surprised.
it
They
was
always
Well, the
lovely.
outshine
necklace
me.
certainly does help.
Yes,
Yes,
it
yes.
does. It does. It adds quite a flair there. And it was lovely seeing you again, Alex. Thank you so much for bringing your granddaughters to the
Uh,
show.
well, thank you,
So
Karen.
please tell everybody how they can find you, how they can find the books, how they can find you.
The books are both on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, And my website is alicebensonauthor.com, and all the information about the books is on that as well.
Excellent, excellent. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, all of you watching, and that you will pick up these wonderful books. If you're a mom, if you're an auntie, an uncle, and you have kids, you know that these would be good books. Please buy them, read them, share them, and then write a review.
Write
We
a
love
review.
reviews, right? We're so grateful. We're saying thank you in advance for writing reviews. And I hope that you will let Alice know that you met her on What Are You Reading? What Are You Writing? Until next week, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye, Karen.
Bye.
Thank you so much.